Falling Forward. I'm Dr. Ross. I'm here with my BFF Karen Trujillo and my sis Carmen Ross, and we're here talking about fam today. So, I feel like at the end of the day, everybody up at this table and everybody up in this world has had issues with fam. And I don't even want to just say issues. There are some good things we have with family for sure. There's a whole bunch of good crap that's going on. There's a whole bunch of not so good crap that be going down. But all of it, I feel like all of it can materialize in a great piece of art if we choose it.
Yeah, I think that when it comes down to it, everybody can write a whole book about their family, and everybody will read it. And because there's a lot of people that do crazy stuff in your family. Mm-hmm. I'm one of I would say sort of the black sheep, because I guess I'm the weirdest one. I think I'm probably the weirdest one out of my family.
Carmen ain't no black sheep.
You don't think I'm the weirdest one?
No. Weird compared to whom?
Compared to you, I guess.
Well, it's three. It's five of us in the family. Daddy passed away. We got me, you, Carl, and Mama.
Yeah.
And Mama sometimes very suspect.
Yeah, I question her sometimes. But we love her, though. We definitely love her. What about your family, your mom and dad?
My mom and dad are suspect, like Christine says.
Suspect.
But no, my family, we were very close. But now it's just my dad, myself, my younger brother, and my kids, my nieces and nieces. I don't have nephews.
Well, and to that point, you do have all nieces. I didn't even think about it. Who gonna carry on your bloodline?
It stops with Andrew.
Yeah, well, Andrew, you need to hop to it. But what would you say, as far as your family in general, and I guess we all can answer this question, what would we say the biggest, most important things or the most uplifting things that we experience just in family? What are the good things about being family?
I guess every time I think about family, I kind of think about the best time I've ever had with my family, and I always remember Christmas. That was one of my best family experiences because we all met at my grandparents' house, cousins that we haven't seen all year long. We get together, we play some spoons, we might break a table or two. Mm-hmm. Spoons
yeah,
is
a serious game. It's aggressive. It's
I don't know,
aggressive.
have you played spoons before?
Yeah.
It's a
aggressive.
contact sport. It's a contact
It definitely
yes,
is.
And you can't have nails in that one.
No,
you
don't.
can't.
No, you can't.
Hear that noise, you got to. And I don't know if you guys are familiar, but spoons, basically, you have a group of people and you have one less spoon. And then you pass the cards around and you have to get 4 of a kind. When you get 4 of a kind, you have to sneak. That's what I do at least.
Sneakily.
Yeah, you got to sneakily get the spoon so nobody will see because everybody's passing cards around.
And you keep going.
Right. And the person without a spoon, they lost and they have to get out the game.
And it goes so fast that you don't see it.
No, it really does. And I think it's it's like football for the table. It's football for the table because once you realize when those spoons slipped off and you're like,
you're getting aggressive.
Yeah, those last couple of people, it's you got some cuts and scrapes on your fingers and everything.
Playing tug of war with the spoons.
Mm-hmm. But I agree with you because I feel like as far as the best times with family, we've always Christmas. My mama's a shopper anyway, so you come out your room and it's like Santa's here and your eyes all big because how mom did it, mama and daddy I should say, how they did it was when we had our wrap gifts under the tree,
and those were from them.
Those were from mom's, dad,
and
whoever us, but to each other. And then the unwrapped ones are the ones from Santa. And at the end of the day, I am still puzzled as to where all these gifts came from.
Where they're hiding.
Yeah, where she was hiding.
Our grandparents' house.
They had to been somewhere. I have no clue where she used to hide them. But even though we enjoyed that part, the funniest part was still going to Grandma and Grandpa's house, being able to be around all of our cousins, relaxing, eating, chopping it up, all this other things. That was the funniest part. And I was even talking to my cousin Vanessa. This is probably a few months ago, and my little cousin, her niece Alex, was at school the question was, what's your favorite part of the holidays? And she was like, being with my family. And, she's a young kid, so, it touches your heart to be like, well, we have developed a family atmosphere that people actually want to be around us, that we actually care about being around one another.
Karen, how did you do gifts with your kids?
We do, like you guys, the wrapped ones are from us, and then the unwrapped is always Santa Claus. And even when we were adults, we'd all come together and stay at my mom and dad's house, and me, my older sister, my younger brother, would sleep in the same room, and we'd come out together, and we were adults, but we still did it.
Your pajamas are in.
Same pajamas on.
That we never did.
This is look like an halter top now. But I had this since I was 5.
Yeah, that wouldn't have worked. But even when we were older, and then when I had my first child, it was all of us still in the same room. But we all came out together. And I would say that, and going, like you guys said, to the different family events and getting to, sit and talk and eat food together and just celebrate being us. Mm-hmm. Taking trips together. And we still, do that now. We take our trips, and it's fun. We get to, enjoy each other's company. Because in today's world, we get so busy. I think we forget to do that.
Yeah.
Well, and I think to that point, even like we do get so busy within all the things that we do that I think we forget. And sometimes we even forget how the importance of family and how it uplifts us and revives us. And now I ain't gonna lie, some family we got, you gotta love those fools from a distance. Yeah. Like, everybody don't give you life. Some people you've realized and you've tried throughout the years, be like, okay, we can do this, and then the Lord's like, no, like, y'all good in your corner and they good in the other corner. But I feel like what does not stop is the love for each other. Like, even if I'm not talking to somebody like that, or even if I can't have that relationship, you still my fam. Yeah. And for us, and I think me and Carmen grew up with the mentality that we don't have to be biologically related to be family. Like, and I think with that being said, some people might get locked on that, oh, well, I don't have a sister, or I don't have this. No, who is it that surrounds you? Who is it that uplifts you? Who is it that encourages you? And more importantly, I think we even talked about this last time, who is it that keeps you accountable to your BS?
Yeah, mm-hmm. And that's the beauty, like, speaking of like family, and then when it comes to friends too, it's like accountability is important, but it's like one of the suckiest things ever. Because I know Christine, she always trying to check somebody. Well, she be right. I'm not gonna lie, Christine, she definitely get me thinking about some of the stuff I do.
Yes.
Yeah, we just saw a bug go across here, and we gonna be really real. If a bug lands on Carmen, more specifically, show's over. Chair probably broken.
Yes, I'm running.
She breaking Cam. This poor bruh up in here is cooking, bless his heart. But we just gonna be in truth in advertisement. We are outside. I actually saw a lizard up over here the other day. Thought it was a snake. Screamed, was about to break camp, and I realized it was a lizard, so I calmed down. Yeah. But with that being said, I digress. I feel like I was talking to somebody not too long ago, and I was like, oh yeah, my best friend this, my best friend that, and they were like, how many best friends you got? I said, well, technically, which ones we talking about? The ones I'm related to, or the ones I'm not related to? The ones that I'm not related to, probably about 3. But I said, again, we've talked about this before, I love to talk. So if Karen ain't available,
we gotta go
to the next member.
So then what's the order, though? So how do you know what order to go by?
It all depends on what done happened.
Yeah, what the topic is, because there's some friends that you can tell some things to, some friends you can't say some things to. So, like, I understand that some friends that you would get advice from, some friends on this topic, I'm not getting advice from that person at all.
Like, I already know what your opinion is, and because I want you to reserve your opinion for someone who cares.
I feel you on that one.
I ain't even ask you. But But with that being said, I feel like it's easy to have that merger between both what friends and family are, because like at some point when people are really close to you, you're really not able to delineate. And I think that's how it should be. It's like I even think about Karen, like I met you when you were an intern at the company we were working for, but I'm like, I'm not really sure how we became friends. Like I'm even thinking about my friend Kat. I don't even remember. I remember finding out that she went to New Mexico State, and I'm like, oh, I love her. She went to New Mexico
And I think
State.
for us, we started getting more acquainted once we had that client that we shared, and we started having to do a lot more. And then after that, it was just
natural.
yeah.
Yeah. But I noticed that as a friend, I like multicultural friends. You got to have like different culture friends to get you straight on certain things. You know what I mean? Like I need like my white friend to calm me down, because when racist stuff comes up, I need my white friends to be like, all of us ain't like that. I just need something to bounce around different things and people with different cultures to get different thoughts out, because I only see it through the Carmen lens. And sometimes I need to see it through the Karen lens or the Christine lens.
No,
Depending on which Karen.
Well,
depends on what Karen.
Yeah, like
she's a good Karen.
A real Karen. Like
Yes,
her
yes.
birth certificate says Karen.
Right. We just
She
not
is
calling
not
her
a
Karen.
Karen.
Yes, we have to delineate.
try not to
between
Exactly.
do
them.
We got to
Definitely.
make that distinction. We've actually considered changing her name to something else.
Yeah, me and Christine
Like,
was talking about that the other day,
I was
but
like-
I couldn't think of anything.
I was like, maybe Karan or something like that, but then that
Karan.
don't sound right. Like, I feel like it need to be like a variation of what her name is. But I forget what Christy has said. Do you remember what Christy said she was going to call you?
No, because she's come up with a couple different ones.
None of them has stuck yet.
yeah, because we didn't remember any of them, obviously.
I think we should just switch the Karen and let me stay Karen and just switch.
Well, what's
the
your
name for
middle
that.
name again?
Beth.
Yeah. You
So
don't
then
really
should we
look
call
like a
Karen's
Beth.
Beth? No, that
Karen
would be
Beth.
right.
Beth
Well,
Karen.
and I don't answer to Beth. We did that in high school. There was too many Karens.
Okay.
Never
And
answer.
you're like, hold up, who's Beth?
I was like, wait, you're talking to me. Oh, oops. So yeah, that probably
doesn't
won't go well.
work. Okay.
Yeah. Well, and I think going back to even Carmen's point at the end of the day, it's looking at that whole, what is it that you need that friend for? And even sometimes I don't even want to hear your opinion, but I'm still going to call you because I know I need that opinion from this family member, this friend, or whoever. So I might be like, okay, first let me vent what I got to say. After I'm venting what I got to say, then I'm ready to hear your BS that I don't want to listen to. But likely I'm going to take your advice because you right. And then we going to move on with our lives.
Yeah.
I do that when I call Christine. Okay, let me just tell you what it is, and you just baby me, and then you can be honest. But first, baby me. And then she does that.
She laughs because she's like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I'll be like, what you do again, Karen? No, you did. You did not.
Yeah.
Because even something Corbin did this weekend with the fam, I was like, Corbin, really?
I still agree with you, Carmen.
We ain't gonna say what had happened.
We're not going to say
We
what
just
would
gonna
happen.
talk about
but
the
let's just
topic
talk about
matter.
families should be always within the family. Mm-hmm. Like, when you have family issues, you got to keep it within your family unit and fix it. Now, if it's something like, dangerous, we don't need to keep secrets. Mm-hmm. We don't need to keep dangerous secrets because a lot of times families have these secrets and bad things happen to people. Mm-hmm. So those need to be let go. But, we don't need to be publicizing our business everywhere.
Especially when it was something minor, like what your situation was. It wasn't something that's going to impact, tomorrow, where you do need to go and get that mental health to help you work through it. But yours was just more of a insight of ways of doing something better. And instead of him coming and talking with you, it became a family issue and brought everybody in.
Well, and I think to that point, and I agree because I feel like some stuff, it needs, like, if I'm just talking to you and we're able to work it out, and the Bible even talks about this, like, if you have a conflict with your brother, go straight to your brother. If they don't listen after that, then bring another person in with you. And if they don't listen still, then tell everybody and their mama.
I don't know about that. We might have to get a
It's like,
pastor out here.
say go to the congregation.
It does, yeah.
But to that point, I feel like even, whether you believe or agree with biblical principles or not, it really does come down to the fact that it does have to be some kind of pecking order. The first reaction should not always be putting everything on blast.
Or rage, or, and I tend to do that because, when I get into somebody, I'm not as much emotionally regulated as I wish I would. I definitely would like to say that, but
But I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to when we kind of see and view ourselves as family, we take it with the good, the bad, and the ugly at the end of the day. And I think sometimes we can, as people, as family, as friends, be all up in our feelings about something. And you really have to consider, and we talked about this last episode, is what that person telling you true?
Yeah.
So, and it's like, and if we're going to say, hey, I want to resolve this with somebody, then we have to go into it with an open heart and an open mind and actually trust. And this is probably the hard thing about family at times, and even friends, actually trust that the individual is in there for your best interest.
Well, my thing is, like, I like to resolve things, but I like to resolve things on my time. And you got to realize that everybody's not ready to resolve it when you're ready to resolve it. Even though I wish that was the thing, But it's not. That's not how life is.
It's not. And I think, and I don't know what your thoughts about this, because I know even being in therapy, Karen, but when we do our little de-escalation plan, we're like, take 30 minutes to an hour, blah, blah, blah. But I think it still comes down to finding that middle ground. Like, I like to jump in their feet first. Let's be done with this. Let's resolve it. Move on with our lives. Now, if you're not like, that's fine. But I'm not about to wait 10 days to talk to you. Like, that's not about to happen. Like, I'm not going to wait 10 days. You need to meet somewhere in the middle. If you say, hey, can we talk on Wednesday? Okay, I got you. It's going to annoy me, but I can live with it. But can we talk next year?
Yeah, that's
Please.
not healthy.
Yeah, if we don't talk next year and that's your value of our relationship, that's our value of our friendship,
it's time to keep
yeah,
pushing.
then we need to keep on pushing, because you're obviously not in this with me. I think one of the big things we even talk about is when we get in conflicts with people and we resolve those conflicts successfully, or able to successfully agree to disagree, then we actually strengthen that relationship. If you're not going to put your feet in the fire with me, then what you here for?
Right. So, well, guys, I'd just like to thank you guys for joining us today with Falling Forward with the Ross Sisters. I'm going to call it like that. Falling Forward with the Ross Sisters. So thank you, Karen, so much for being here.
We're going to have to have you back, because I feel like we should do another thing on this family, because I feel like there are a whole bunch of stuff
That we can
but
zoom in on.
but see y'all later.
Bye.